WML News Time 747. Andy Parks, Fred Grandy, and Byran Nehman. And on Friday mornings at about this time, we normally have Nehman's News and Notes, and today is no exception. Here he is, Bronson Newberg.
Ryan, I don't know who you think you are.
All right, we have a new saying in the Nehman household when our 3-year-old acts like, well, a 3-year-old. Gird your loins. Cliff hasn't had a nap. I'd like to thank our good friend Joe Biden for that.
God love you.
God
What
love
am I
Joe.
talking about?
Really?
All right, you just heard Chris Wallace say that Virginia hasn't elected a Republican since 1964. We've heard that stat for forever now, it seems. So I wanted to figure out what about Maryland, because Maryland always votes for a Democrat. Well, after doing some research, Maryland has gone for a Republican 3 times, only 3 times since 1961. One of their own guys is on the ballot, that, of course, being Spiro T. Agnew. But they didn't vote for him in 68.
No, I know that.
They didn't. They did in 72. The other times they voted for Republican, Reagan in 84, did not vote for Reagan in 80, and they voted for Bush in 88. So as solid as Virginia has been for the GOP, Maryland has been equally solid for the Democrats. Can you think of any other border states where you have that kind of opposite pull?
I don't know. It's Kentucky is usually reliably Republican now, although they used to have Democrats. But
I mean, since every election, it's blue for Maryland and red for Virginia. That may change this year. Tom Brady, quarterback for the New England Patriots, out for the season, of course, with that ACL tear. But it could be much worse than that. I don't know if you saw this or not. He had surgery to repair it and then had to have cleanup surgery. And now he has an infection in his knee. There is talk that they're going to have to cut him again. But what is more concerning is that infection. You know, if that thing gets to his bone, his career could be over.
Well, how does this happen? I mean, with all of the modern wonders of medical science, how can something like this
He doesn't have
get
the right
so bad so
health
quickly?
insurance.
Well, you know
plan,
what, though?
that's
There is a complaint about that from the Patriots because he went with his own doctor, and the team is not happy about that.
This guy's
Really?
not a licensed
No, he
physician?
is.
Or what?
He's supposedly a great doctor, but it wasn't their guy.
Goes by the name Joe the Plumber.
Speaking of
Joe the
Plumber-
doctor.
Speaking of Joe the Plumber, Ohio, of course, gave us Joe.
That's right.
And now we have Dean the teacher from Ohio, or Dean the dumbass, as I like to call him. Dean Morrison, high school history teacher, recorded something on the History Channel the other night. I don't know exactly what it was. Thought his class should see this feature, and as he was fast-forwarded in between clips, the class got a glimpse of, shall we say, a man's outdoor plumbing and a woman's indoor plumbing.
Uh-oh.
Yes, the history of porn, Dean showed to the class.
Oh, my God.
Immediately after the class, Morrison went down to the principal's office, admitted to what he did. He said it was a complete accident. Parents were notified. He is on paid leave right now. Police investigated. They said, well, it seemed to be an accident. They're not going to press charges.
All right, now, how young were these kids?
High school.
Okay.
Juniors and seniors.
You probably should wait until college to really study the history of porn.
Okay, thanks.
But I
Fred.
mean, at some point, you should know who Georgina Spelvin or Harry Reams or Johnny Watt or Johnny Keys or Marilyn Chambers or Linda Lovelace
Fred.
or,
Fred.
well, I'm going way back now.
I am so surprised at you.
What?
I'm disappointed.
Why?
Because you left out Ron Jeremy.
Well, everybody knows him because he ran for president.
Back to you.
All right. Well, I think we handled that well. Thank you, Brian. Another outstanding edition of Nehman's News and Notes.